Hi everyone, this is Muhsina. Today we are going to lead with the poem The Sower, written by Victor Mary Hugo. Victor Mary Hugo was born on 1802 and died on 1885. He was a French poet, novelist, and dramatist of the Romantic movement. He is considered one of the greatest and best known French writers. His best known works are Les Miserables and Notre Dame de Paris. He also produced more than 4,000 drawings which have since been admired for their beauty. The poem The Sower explores the idea of a sower who continues to sow seeds despite the uncertainty of the outcome. The sower's actions are a metaphor for the human spirit's capacity for hope, perseverance, and resilience. The sower's actions represent the cycle of life where seeds are sown, nurtured, and eventually harvested, symbolizing birth, growth, and renewal. So let's read the first stanza of the poem. Sitting in a porchway cool, fades the ruddy sunlight fast. Twilight hastens on to rule, working hours are well nigh past. In the first stanza, the poet says that one day he sits on a porchway to enjoy the sunset. He watches the ruddy sunlight, that is, the red sunlight, fading away fast. As the evening approaches, the twilight dominates the light, that is, the darkness starts spreading all over. At such a time when there is no light, people stop their work. Here it means working in the farms, that they are not seen anywhere as they go back to their homes. Okay, look at the second stanza. Shadows shoot across the lands, but one sower lingers still. Old in rags, he patient stands. Looking on, I feel a thrill. In this stanza, the poet says that there is nothing in the land but the shadows which spread all over the places. However, among those shadows, the poet sees one sower, that is, a farmer. He still stays there. His appearance is mentioned as he is an old man wearing torn clothes and standing there patiently. Watching him, the poet feels a thrill. Okay, look at the third stanza. Black and high his silhouette dominates the furrows deep. Now to sow the task is set. Soon shall come a time to reap. In the third stanza, the poet saying that the sower's silhouette, that is, the shadow of the sower, is dark and keeps growing as the night is approaching. It spreads over deep furrows which are now invisible due to the darkness. According to the poet, the sower may be thinking it is the time to sow the seeds and he is doing it. Soon the crops will grow and sower will be able to reap the fruit of his hard labor and dedicated work. This stanza contains a lesson for young people also. That is, one should work hard while others give up. By this way only they will be able to get fruits of their dedication. Okay, look at the fourth stanza. Marches he along the plain to and fro and scatters wide. From his hands the precious grain, moody eye to see him strive. In this stanza, the poet describing the sower's action, that is, the sower marches to and fro, that is, he is walking backward and forward along the farm and scattering the precious grain from his hands in the field. The grains are precious as they will grow into crops and will make the sower prosperous. The poet becomes sad by seeing him struggling so much. Okay, now let's move on to the last stanza. Darkness deepens, gone the light. Now his gestures to mine eyes are august and strange. His height seems to touch the starry skies. In this stanza, the poet saying that the darkness deepens, that is, the night is appearing and the daylight is no more. The poet cannot see the activities of the sower properly. They seem to be strange, that which he cannot understand now. In the final line, the poet says that the height of the sower seems to touch the starry skies, that is, it becomes so dark that he becomes invisible. That is, suggesting the sower's connection to something greater than himself. The difficult words introduced in the class are: the first one is twilight. Twilight means the time after the sun has set. The next word is rag, which means old and torn clothes. The next word is furrow, which means a small canal or trench. The next word is scatters, that means sow or spread. And the last word is stride, which means walk with long steps. Okay, now let's look at some poetic devices the poet used in this poem. And the first one is personification. Personification is the figure of speech which shows the human characteristics to the non-human form. That is, personification is giving human traits such as qualities, feelings, actions, or characteristics to non-living objects like things, colors, qualities, or ideas. Okay, here are some examples of personification from the poem. The first one is twilight hastens on to rule, and the second is dominates the furrows deep. Okay, and the next poetic device is alliteration. Alliteration is a literary device in which the repetition of usually initial consonant sounds in two or more neighboring words or syllables. That is, alliteration is a series of words that begin with the same consonant sound. Here are some examples of alliteration from the poem. That the examples are: shadows shoot across the lands, darkness deepens, and seems to touch the starry skies. Okay, I hope everything is clear for you, and that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.